Good morning. Sunshine. Hallelujah. So yesterday we finally got a day that was close enough to dry enough to start working on this drainage. Today we're going to dial in the downhill slope. All right. But you can see how much water is weeping out of this property. This box, the client was always putting a electric portable sump pump in with a hose, because that pipe comes from the downspout. And there was a pipe leaving, but it was filled with water. It wasn't draining. So we said, hey, we're just going to open up a new trench. And like I said, there's going to be a French drain, slope downhill, stones, perforated pipe, get this water out of here. Okay, so this comes around to the front yard, all the way down. We're going to connect these downspouts, but this is not a downspout situation. This is ground saturation. So I'm doing French drain. I want you to see how much water is weeping out of this soil. Look at this. All the way down. We got under these roots yesterday. We're going to get them out today. But all the way down. It's going out onto the sidewalk. That's probably a foot deep of water. You can see how deep that trench is. So man, there is a lot of relief going on in this property right now to get this water out of the yard. Okay, so we have our trench excavated. We got all the water that was weeping from the yard over a couple days out to the street. And we made sure our trench had the proper fall, so we're not relying on just the drainage pipe, but the trench itself goes downhill. So on pavers, we do an 1/8 inch per linear foot minimum. So over 8 feet, it would be 1 inch lower on the low end. With drainage, we do 1/4 inch. Now we're lining the trench with fabric, okay? We want to separate the soil from our stones and pipe. So it's an independent system that's not getting clogged up. But I want you to see, this is non-woven fabric, okay? This is woven. So you see the basket weave? The woven geotextile fabric we use under pavers. It's better from a strength perspective when we're compacting stones over the soil, that the stones never migrate down into the soil, causing the patio to settle. The non-woven is better for drainage, for water to pass through, okay? So it's important to know the difference. Non-woven, all right, it's almost more like a mesh. Woven, this is for under pavers, and this is for drainage, okay? Use the proper material, it makes a big difference. So if you're not sure what you're looking at or what the purpose is of the fabric that you're buying, it's usually pretty clear on the label. When it's all wrapped in black plastic like this, you really can't get a look and say, hey, is this woven or non-woven? The other man was saying non-woven is better for drainage. I don't know what I'm looking at. So this has a label, drainage filtration. Weed fabric that people use on their mulch often, it's also non-woven. It's just not as strong and it's not as thick. I would spend the extra money on the specific drainage filtration non-woven fabric. It's not inexpensive, but this stuff's going in the ground forever and you're trying to solve a problem, water drainage. So buy the right stuff, spend the money on the proper material. Drainage filtration, non-woven fabric. So it's been 6 days since we initially started excavating this property, which has been holding water like crazy. And you saw how dirty it was when it was coming out over the curb that first day. We got it all the way downhill, proper pitch. All the water came down this way. It was filthy dirty. The importance of using the proper fabric, the separation fabric, is there's still a little bit of water making its way down here. The property's experienced amazing relief. There's way less water, but there's still some, which is just gonna be in the ground and the stones, no problem. But I want you to see how clean this is. The filter fabric is doing its job to keep the silt and soil out of the stones and pipe. That water is still much clear and clean compared to that filthy water that came out in the beginning. Basically no silt in the drain. So the fabric's keeping all the silt in the ground and not in the stones in the drainage pipe. Use the proper material. All right, so this is the stone that we use and recommend. It's called 3/4 inch clean stone. Not clean in terms of your kitchen counters clean, but clean of stone dust in the smaller fines. Okay, so see there's no, the stone dust or smaller fines or the grind up material is what would hold water. Okay, so this is just has a ton of pore space all in between there, allows the water to pass through and get its way into the pipe and go downhill.